Just what it did last week. It wouldn't let us come on right away. So I'm gonna go 30 seconds with this. Okay, there we go. Where am I? Okay.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. So listen responsibly.
It's the best of the best. It's the one and only DJ Ice, Louisville's coldest DJ.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Oh, coming back to Paul Mullins. Hey, good evening. Welcome to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I am Carl Price, your host. I don't look as good as I want to look, but we're going to work on that real quick. Saturation. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. I do not have a Red Bull. Oh, it's kind of discolored. I got some pineapple juice. Good evening and welcome to Conscious Fever. I'm Carl Price. I'm here tonight with my lawyer buddy, Paul Mullins. Yeah, move me around just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Tonight with my lawyer buddy, Paul Mullins, we're going to talk about a few things tonight. We've got some cartoons to show, and we're going to just kind of dib-a-dab with the cartoons. We're going to talk about a cartoon that really explains Project 2025. We may let you hear it all. We may let you hear some of it. And, of course, our main man, P. Diddy, Paul was at one of his parties, so he's going to comment on that party and how that party went when he was there. And I'm just joking. He was not at a party, but we're going to show you a cartoon. The cartoons are really hilarious, and we're going to give credit at some point to the people who made these cartoons. We didn't get that information before we went on the air, so trust me, we're not copyright infringement. We're not doing anything like that. We're going to give them credit, but it's going to be a pretty interesting show. And then we're going to try to have a little dialogue about Mark Robinson again. You know, the Pillsbury Doughboy who just happens to be black in North Carolina, who is running for governor, and strangely is actually apparently, just my opinion, I got to say it's my opinion, apparently he's a closet transsexual and just doesn't know it. So we're going to talk about, there's some stuff that we can talk about with him tonight. But anyway, I'm going to jump to just a real quick break, and when we come back, we're going to dive right into this. Listen, you can comment if you want to comment. I see Monique is commenting. Good no on Red Bull, and we're going to show you all those comments. We'll let you talk to us and all of that tonight if you want to. You can talk live. That's the beauty of Conscious Fever. We're always live, so whatever happens. If somebody streaks right past us, then that's just the way it is. It's going to be shown live because that's what we do when we're live. I'm Carl Price. This is Conscious Fever on Ice Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back to have some fun for about an hour.
I don't want them, no, get them all off me. Say that for L, she a cause to see. 4 cars deep, we'll come through on a lane night. Chicken spot, wings and fries, we call that a day night. Lights on, so out, I don't have no stage fright. Knew that I was built for this forever, ever.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
We ride dance, 10 times 10, all my friends, this for real.
And we are back with more Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price, Esquire.
Okay. I was thinking that Paul will come back. Listen, this Carl Price, Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. Some of my studio is showing. Oh, this is the speaker here. Let's move that speaker back. Maybe it's not the speaker. Something else. Something else. Is my hand right there? Oh, what is that, Paul? Oh, what's this? There we go. How about that? Okay, I'm Carl Price. It's Conscious Fever here on Nice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I'm happy because the briefs I had and all of that, all of those are due. So I'm feeling a little bit better now. Some clients are probably upset with me that I haven't gotten back with them, but just be patient. Pray for me, y'all. I've got to take a drive in some rain tomorrow because we have yet to cancel the court appearance in Lexington at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm concerned, Paul. I'm concerned that I might not. The lawyer I'm going with is going to be driving, and he drives crazy. He's from Philadelphia, so I'm hoping that everything's going to be okay. But you think I'll be okay, my friend?
I'm calling now. It's all hype. Yes, there's a hurricane in Florida.
Said it's coming up here to Kentucky.
Yeah. So it's gonna feel like a regular thunderstorm, y'all. Don't even sweat. I said it here. If I'm wrong, y'all can all come get me. But it's just gonna be like a regular storm. They're trying to make it seem like we're going to get Category 4 hurricane winds up in Kentucky, and we're not. It can't happen.
Well,
it's supposed to be here, 2 or 3 a.m.
But we've gotten some pretty bad wind.
Yeah, but we've gotten that without hurricanes.
Yeah, I know. But so with the hurricane, we just might get it.
We're not getting what they get in Florida.
Anyway, our friend tonight is with us, Monique.
Hi, Monique.
Good no Red Bull. Thank you, Monique. I decided against Red Bull. Monique, I'm actually I'm about to do some things that some people might think is crazy with my diet, right? I'm really going to stop eating meat. I'm going to start eating meat once a week, but I'm not going to eat sweets. Generally, when I find that people are vegetarians, Paul, they tend to eat more sweets. So I'm not going to be eating Patti LaBelle sweet potato pie. Well, maybe on Thanksgiving I'll have a slice, but that's it because it's really sweet. I call that the diabetic sweet potato pie. But in any case, but I may be doing that. So I opted for the pineapple juice tonight instead of the Red Bull. Okay, so I appreciate that. And of course, she's saying hi, Paul. Hi, Carl.
Hey, Monique.
Hey, Monique. Oh no, Paul went to a freak off.
I went to a freak off. Yes, because you told him that I went to one of P. Diddy's parties, right?
But did you go to the party or not? Okay. That's what we call attorney-client privilege. So we're gonna leave that alone.
I ain't been to no P. Diddy.
Hey Frank, if you want to talk about the mayor tonight, we can talk about the mayor because it is an interesting story. Actually, his response to the federal indictment was very interesting. He said the proverbial, they're doing this because I am the only second black mayor of New York City. Now, he's interjecting race. Maybe there is a little bias there, but listen, either you got $10 million in illegal contributions, political contributions, or you did not. It has nothing to do with your color. And I am the first to call color out if it's necessary. Not sure if I see it, but Frank, if you want to engage us tonight and talk about that, you can.
Yeah, my only understanding of the story is that he took the campaign money and spent it for his personal.
Oh, there was another story about. Look, Monique
knows
says
better than that too.
Monique says not a closet trans. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because we're talking about Mark Robbins. The Pillsbury Doughboy in North Carolina.
Can you be called a closet trans when you go to the site and you admit that you're a pervert? I mean, not that being a trans.
Well, I don't think it's but he was going to. First, let me just tell you this: a lot of those sites are private.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so people don't expect.
But he's chatting.
Listen, I know, but listen, Paul. People don't know, like we know as lawyers, that everything you text, if you ever make it an issue in court, we can get it. Right? Lawyers can get it. So if you're hiding in some room, watching porn and commenting, you can watch it. The trick is you can watch whatever you want, just don't comment. Now they can tell that you've been there.
I was gonna say they can follow. They can track your porn.
Right. They can track that you've been there, but it's a little more obvious when you comment. And what Mark Robinson was doing was comment.
Well, what they did was they found the I guess the username that he was using. They traced it back to internet service provider, and they say it's him, and he could have easily just said that ain't me, but he didn't even say that it wasn't me.
Oh, Paul.
Did he say it wasn't me?
Like Shaggy? No, he didn't say it wasn't me, but I'm gonna tell you what the problem was.
Wasn't me.
Here's what the problem was with him, just so you'll know. He actually had a screen name that was easily chased back to his account, to his computer. So it's not a situation where he had an option to say it wasn't me. It was him. But this was back in 2010. Hell, if they can do it to Kavanaugh, they can do it to him, right?
Well, I mean, but the thing is that even if it was back in 2010, you don't wake up one day and say, "I hate trans, I hate people that's perverted," and yet you were the same interest. You still, I mean, let's just put this in perspective, y'all. What mindset do you have to get entertained by, say, if you're a female watching female lesbian sex? People are going to assume that if you watch female lesbian sex and you're female, you must have some interest in being a lesbian.
Right.
Or if I'm a black man and I'm watching gay black men sex, they're going to think I got some interest in being gay.
But that's not necessarily true.
Oh, well, I would think so.
You would think it is?
Yeah. 100%.
No.
Like, I'm not going to a gay website unless I'm interested in seeing what gay men are doing. So I'm not.
Okay.
I think if you go to that website, you interested in what they're doing.
Well, if you go to a lesbian website, and are you interested in that?
I mean, a guy going to a lesbian website is different from a
Oh, Paul, there we go again.
Well, what?
This is the issue with the presidential election is gender. No, listen, man.
I mean, it's just a fact.
So no.
Facts are
I
facts.
think it's more acceptable for us to say that it's okay for a guy to be watching a lesbian porn site and not get any flack. But if a guy goes to a gay male porn site,
you're gonna get
then
some
all
flack.
of a sudden,
Yes.
you get some flack.
You're going to get some flack.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, that's not what we're talking about tonight, y'all.
I mean,
that just kind of came out.
I'm not-
of Paul's
yeah, I'm
mouth.
not being
Remember when
judgmental. I'm
he's
just saying
he's
that-
been to the Diddy party, so that stuff just came out of his mouth. That's not the topic of our show tonight at all.
Nothing but a Diddy party.
Nothing but Diddy party. But anyway,
Tupac was there too.
let's get back to this before we get started. We're gonna honor our viewers with their comments. So Monique said the mayor is New York is news. Yes, it is, and we're gonna, if y'all want to talk about him tonight, we can talk about him because Eric Adams. I don't know. He was so promising when he came in. Monique Paul says, "Where is Renee? Where is Renee?
I don't know.
Where is Renee?
She'll be here. She's probably watching.
I see you're monitoring your phone, Carl. Yeah, I can't do anything about that because otherwise I have to sit too close to Paul. Hey, Paul, I love your tie. Ooh, no, Paul was just asking about that. He asked himself, if he had this tie on last week. And I said, no, this is a different tie. It was purple last week because y'all said, I like your purple tie.
Thank you, Monique.
Monique says she is a fellow vegetarian. Okay, Monique, well, maybe you can give me some pointers. She's pleading the fifth on something. There's Renee. Renee said, good night, everyone. Is that from last week?
I don't know. What's
No, good night is a way of saying, like, good morning. In the morning, you say good morning. In the night, you say good night, even though you're not turning in.
Oh.
He grew up in St. Matthews, y'all. So we got... Frank says, I just thought that they would wait until he is out of office. Yeah, wishful thinking.
Why would they wait, though?
Wishful thinking.
I mean...
They did for Donald Trump, but they not for him.
Why would they wait, though?
Monique says, hi, Renee. Renee says, hi, Carl. Hi, Renee. Welcome back. Monique says, hi, Frank. Frank, you're part of the group now. Renee says, hi, Monique. I just love this, man. We can just go all night.
We're just having a
Renee
chit-chat.
says, hi, Frank. Monique says, not Shaggy.
Is this the Waltons?
Yeah. Renee said, that's my pineapple juice. Yeah, Renee, let me tell you. I got to do it like that. Anyway, it's pineapple. It's pineapple. And it's a good start for me instead of what you call. Paul, something about you makes sense. There we go. We got Circe Moore. Hello, Carl. How are you? Circe, I am okay. I am my condolences for your loss. I saw that. I don't know what you're glad about. Look at Monique. They are flirting already. We are not even at 20 minutes after the hour. Paul, looking dapper.
Thank you. Appreciate your comments.
There you go, Renee. Thank you for including me. I don't know what Monique is doing.
Back to
it's an island thing. Good night. Okay.
So back to
good night, John Boy. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the.
She said good night is an island thing.
No, good night is an island thing, and then that's John Boy. Different things like that. And everybody's going to listen. Seriously, Moore, you're not used to this, but these Monique and Renee, they're going to make everybody welcome in here, and y'all going to talk, and y'all going to do everything, and we're going to do what we need to do as well. So come on, Paul. Let's talk about Diddy. Let's talk about
the party
Diddy.
that I didn't go to. By the way,
Yeah, the party that you didn't go to. So one of the things that that we were talking about earlier, you want to show this clip because this has been a topic of discussion.
Okay.
So let's just show this real quick.
This is a cartoon, yeah.
Hey,
No.
everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the question is,
Is LeBron in trouble?
was LeBron?
Is Leonardo DiCaprio in trouble? So here's my take on it. We've all been to parties. Most of us have probably been to wild parties. But just because you're at a wild party doesn't mean you take part in the wild things at the party.
This
I don't
comes
know
from
what-
a man who may have been at one of Diddy's parties.
Right.
But go ahead.
I mean, we've all been to some wild parties, but sometimes have I ever been to a party where I seen them having live sex? Yes. Did that mean that I take place in it? No.
Did you leave?
No.
No.
But I
Hey,
mean,
everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes,
Get
sir.
back there. Okay.
it doesn't mean I didn't take place in it. I didn't participate. I didn't do anything in it. I just thought it was strange, but that's how some people get down. I'm like, who does that? But it happens.
But it happens. Yeah. So, I mean, and I think listen, man, I many of y'all don't know, but those of y'all who do know and don't know, I will tell you, but those of y'all who do know, I'm sorry to bore you. But back in the early 90s when I started practicing law, I was a model that was stationed out in Los Angeles. That means I was not living out there. I had to go fly back and forth and do the modeling. And yes, many of you have heard this before. I was an underwear model. I can tell you, I went to a lot of parties out there and invited by my publicist, and I saw a lot of stuff out there. Yes, I saw a lot of lines of cocaine, so I never took part in it. So I understand your point.
All right.
You can be there. You can see all
I've
that
been to a
stuff
party where
goes on.
they smoking weed, and if I don't smoke weed, so they smoking weed at the party. They don't make me a participant in that.
Right.
Or people drinking heavily, which I can say in college we did that, but just because things happen at a party. I mean, I remember one frat party we had, and some girl was getting trained out in the whatever the word is, out in the driveway in a car.
Inappropriately
And I was just like,
sexed
and people's
is
like,
the
well,
word.
yeah, okay, inappropriate sex. I didn't take part in it. I was just like, y'all crazy, and I knew everybody there. And I ain't gonna out anybody, but that was just a dumb thing they did. I didn't take part, so I don't make you part of the activity.
Well,
I mean, college was definitely a time when people did crazy stuff.
you are not Paul, though.
I'm not Paul. You are not Paul, though.
Seriously, who is he if he's not Paul? Have you seen him before somewhere else?
See, that's the thing when you have texting, sometimes you lose the message. So, we don't hear any inflection on her voice. We don't know if it's sarcasm. We don't know if she's asking me a question. So sometimes when you have text messages, you lose kind of the message.
Anyway, Paul, before we started the show, there were some things that you thought was a little imagey, and so let's first of all, let me just tell y'all this. Can I take a personal moment here? Let me take a personal moment and tell y'all that my daughter and her boyfriend were nice enough to give me to send me to Colorado. I met them in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, for a Colorado home football game because I am a Prime fan. All right, Prime time Dion. I'm a Prime fan, and so I went out there and there was a game, and I'm going to share some stuff with y'all because we saw the players walk, and for those of y'all who didn't see the game, on the East Coast the game started at 8. It started at 6 Colorado time. And we didn't get back to the hotel until like 11. And we're only about 30 minutes away we were staying in Denver, 30 minutes away from Boulder. So when we got home in Kentucky time, it would have been 1 o'clock in the morning. But the game was worth it. 2 Hail Marys. I got a newfound love for Shedeur Sanders, Paul. I really do. I don't know if you saw the game. You fell asleep on the game.
Yeah, I fell asleep on the game.
I
fell asleep. 1 o'clock in the morning. My
on
son told me what happened. I rewatched it on replay, but I wasn't there to witness the comeback. I just thought it was a good game, and I fell asleep on the couch watching it.
It was an awesome game. I'm going to show y'all some of the player walkthrough. It's a beautiful thing. And so what you see here are the players coming through. It's a walkthrough. You've been to a walkthrough out of U of L?
Yeah.
Okay. These are the players. That's Shedeur Sanders, of course. walking through. So, I had to pull my phone out because I was there. We were checking them out and different things like that. And then the other star came through, and the other star is Travis Hunter.
He's the kid that plays both offense and defense.
Yeah.
Amazing athlete.
He is. Let's try and see if we can run that forward. There he is. So this is Travis Hunter coming. Travis Hunter is the one that plays both sides, in the defense. Look at him. I would tell you he's ugly as ever, but he's a damn good ball. He's a damn.
What? They go, what?
He's a damn good ball player. Anyway, to my daughter and I guess maybe future son-in-law, thank y'all for allowing me the privilege of joining y'all in Boulder, Colorado. They live here, but they just took a trip and said, why don't you come out and join us and watch the game? It was one of the best home games. I don't even think I would ever see a game like that again. Hail Marys,
it was
9 seconds left, 2 seconds left, 2 Hail Marys. They worked, 3 Hail Marys,
I didn't get to see it. So
3 Hail Marys because the first Hail Mary was dropped. That was at 9 seconds. Then 2 seconds left. The Hail Mary was actually caught. So in any case.
I just honestly, it's not, I can't even talk about it because I saw it on replay, but I can't remember anything that happened after halftime. Just fell asleep. It's just too late. 1 o'clock in the morning,
I don't know if we're going to get through the show, Paul.
No, we'll get through the show. Oh, look at that right there. Look what Renee said.
No, Renee, here's what Renee said. Renee said Paul.
No, that ain't what she said.
Okay, so we're going to get to it. How about that? You said you did not participate, Paul.
No, I didn't.
You was just there at the Diddy party.
No,
Seriously, you didn't participate.
Okay, you keep on the Diddy party.
You're beaming today, Paul.
Yeah, that's what I like. Thank you, Renee. Love you.
Renee, you know why he's beaming? He's been at the Diddy party.
Why you keep saying that?
She said, don't do that. Okay, seriously, I will not do that.
Yeah, I did not. Retract. No, retract ugly. Why you call that kid ugly? He get make millions and have some, facial reconstruction or something.
Yeah, it was a beautiful time, Renee. You should have come and joined us. You want me to retract ugly?
Retract that.
Hey, listen, Frank. I have a lot of respect from you, Frank. I will retract that. He's really not. I mean, I generally say the opposite of what it is. I think he's actually an attractive young black man.
Just flip flop like that. You can never run for office. You can never run for office. Just flip flop.
Anyway, he is a very, very talented young man, and I am going to retract that I said that he was ugly. He's not an ugly person at all. I was just saying that because on this show we got to say shit to make people respond. And that's what I did. This is entertainment. It's supposed to be entertainment. Otherwise, it's going to be boring. But anyway, no, Travis Hunter. Listen, man, I love you, man. You are one of the best. It's just an awesome game, and I appreciate y'all entertaining.
He made a big play at the end of the game.
He did.
Caused the fumble.
He caused the fumble.
Saw that on replay. I didn't get to see it in live.
And allowed the team to win. So in any case, thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you.
Flip-flopper.
Paul, are you in love?
Not yet. Always open.
Anyway, Paul, let's talk about you had some commercials earlier, and you thought the commercials were somewhat interesting. So I respect that out of Paul. I don't know. What is Kenny Stevenson? What are you saying? Oh, okay. Hey,
I think Cersei's being sarcastic.
Kenny Stevenson.
She's saying she expect me to go to a Diddy party.
Expect you to go? What is that? What she said?
It's hard when people are texting.
You would expect Paul to be engaging in freak offs or even watching freak offs. He said watching them. I didn't say he was engaging in them, watching them. How many college parties you go to and watch?
Oh my! Well, I mean, you
and
go.
Watch.
No, I mean,
and watch.
What do you mean watch?
Just sit there and watch everybody else do everything.
But that's not watch everybody do everything. If I'm dancing, if I'm drinking, that's one thing. But if somebody else is having sex at a college party and I don't want to go train some girl, I think I did the right thing.
Oh, I don't like.
Think about what you could have caught.
I don't like what he says.
I knew the brothers that was doing that.
I know.
I ain't going behind them.
Don't say train, man. That is so.
What do you call it?
It's so outdated.
I remember the girl's name. That's how bad it is. That was 40 years ago.
Okay, y'all, this is getting a little bit out of control.
I know, I'm just saying, when something like that happens,
I'm just saying, too, you talking about me making that comment about Travis Hunter, and then all of a sudden you're talking about training women.
No, I'm not.
No, I know, you're not you, but you just said that there was a party that you were at and that was going on. That's sex abuse.
Okay, maybe it was.
Back then. In
I mean,
college, we don't
she
call it.
seemed-
We
she
didn't call it
seemed-
sex abuse in college.
She seemed to enjoy it.
Okay, we gotta go to another topic.
I remember it
Okay.
vividly, and she had got a bad reputation because of it.
Okay,
Come on, we all went to college. You go to K State, right?
Yeah, we went.
That happened at K State.
Things happened at K State.
Right.
Okay, so
Stuff was crazy back when we was in college.
in the Diddy party, peeping.
Y'all got it twisted up real bad, real bad.
Anyway, listen, y'all. We have speaking of the Diddy party.
Peeping.
Paul, the who?
I'm at the Diddy party peeping.
Yeah, speaking at the Diddy party.
This
Paul,
is me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Right.
what's going
Right,
on? Hey,
right.
what's going on over there?
Speaking.
Hi guys.
Speaking.
Y'all need to quit that.
Speaking of the Diddy party. Speaking of the Diddy party, Paul, I'm gonna let you introduce this cartoon.
So I came across it on YouTube because all the Diddy jokes are out there; they're just everywhere. And so there's multiple cartoons, there's multiple websites. But I came across this one where Diddy was in the car with 50 Cent and who's the other person?
And some dude that probably the dude that did the cartoon.
Y'all know who Cat Williams and somebody.
Oh, Cat Williams, yeah.
Right, but there's a fourth person. We don't know who it is. I can't figure out who it is. But it's a parody of what it would be like riding in the car with Diddy, Cat Williams, and 50 Cent.
So you want the producer, tell the producer to play it.
Play it. Track 3.
Hey, Cat Williams, what kind of advice you got for me, man?
My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole and never has sucked a penis.
Oh, wow.
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
Did it? My birthday already passed.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't really the partying type, family.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
And he go, when he do it, he says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. He said something to me one time, a long time ago. He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Hey, man.
Cat told me not to party with Diddy, but he would never say why not. Then 50 say he offered to take him shopping, and 50 got mad. Seemed to me like Diddy a generous dude.
You gotta tell him no.
But they got all kinds of parodies out there, man. And I just came across that one with Cat Williams. I just thought it was hilarious. But there's a whole bunch more. He's never gonna live us down.
Yeah. So here's my issue with P. Diddy. I think P. Diddy should have had a bond. I think we talked about this. I think he should have had a bond. I mean, Donald Trump got 34 felony convictions.
I didn't think that at first, I remember.
And this man offered to post $50 million, and the judge said no. I don't get it, but the only obvious reason is black and white. And you can say, he's a president and he's not he's a former president. He's not a president. I get that.
You can say one involves money and the other involves sex trafficking, which I think is much more serious, right?
Yeah.
You would agree with that, right?
I would agree with that.
Okay, so that's where you stop.
But one involves our national security, okay? And so I don't care. All that P. Diddy did is not a threat to, and as bad as it is, as bad as it has been alleged, it's not a threat to our national security. But that is anyway. Let's take a music break. Can we take a music break?
Music break. Have you ever
Here's
done
a music break. We're gonna give y'all a music break here, and then black and white. We can talk about Janet Jackson too if y'all want to. Because I ain't buying her music no more. I ain't going to her concerts no more. Either way.
She's throwing concerts?
Yeah. No, she just said she heard
I ain't going to her concerts either, but
wasn't black. Right. That's what she said. So we can talk about that. Anyway, speaking of what we talked about last week, we talked about, those comments are coming. We're going to catch up on those comments. At some point.
Is that a compliment or is that an insult? Pop that up there.
What is that?
That one.
Producer, put that up.
Is it a compliment or is that
Paul must have went to a party recently because he's not dry like he usually. What's going on tonight?
Nothing but a Diddy party. party.
Okay, it's
Ain't
really
nothing but a
very
Diddy-
nice to
nothing
see
but a
you so
Diddy
warm
party.
tonight, Paul.
That's how I usually am,
you
y'all.
are usually dry.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Like I've been drinking or something.
Let's see. What is this, Frank? Frank, no, they are trying to quiet the mess. People been exposed. Yeah, I mean, but just like Paul said earlier, Frank, everybody that was at the party did not engage in any wrongdoing. And I think that's what
it's been implied by showing the
what's
pictures.
his name? What's his name? The T.D. Jakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes. I think that his implication was that, yeah, I may have been there, but I wasn't, engaging in anything. I was just there. So that's understandable. I mean, I think we all go to parties
and people
we
who
all
are coming
participate.
out and saying they were victimized, they're not calling out celebrities being victimized by celebrities. They're being victimized by people that Diddy is trying, like other no-name. I haven't heard anybody with any significant, celebrity say they were, abused at Diddy's party, or that somebody said some name celebrity has abused them. Maybe that's yet to come out. Maybe there's more to it. And we're just now unpacking the top of the ice. What is it? The tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, they're throwing around like we even did it. Put the LeBron James saying he was at the Diddy party. That's not really fair to LeBron, to be honest with you. If we're implying that because he was at the party, he must have done something wrong, like slept with a sex slave or, forced people to do things that they want to do. So that's not fair. So people do need to temper their judgment on that. And say,
I think Frank, I think I think you're right. I think people are afraid of being exposed, but the question becomes, what is really the exposure? If you're just going to expose that somebody was there, okay, I'm not sure if that really tells us anything. But if you're going to say that, for instance, there's this discussion out there about Mill Meek and Diddy, and there's somebody that was a bodyguard that's got some stuff out there that's saying that he heard some going-ons. So that's the type of mess. And I can understand how it can be a mess. But let's just be clear on one thing, Paul. Let's be clear on one thing. Everybody's had the Hollywood parties. Mm-hmm. Hugh Hefner,
right?
Back at a time when this was okay, Hugh Hefner were having these parties. There's always a Hollywood party, and there's always people there at the Hollywood party, and there's always things that Hollywood could get away with at those parties.
And you don't.
We can't.
Everybody keeps saying Hollywood. These types of parties happen right here in Louisville, Kentucky.
I know, but some of these parties happen in Miami with Diddy, some in New York, but mostly, out in California. But in any case, so. But just speaking of parodies, there is a song that I want to play, Paul, and this is going to change the subject just a little bit from Diddy, but I thought this was really, really interesting. And before we get to the Project 2025 portion, and the reason I thought this was interesting is because it really highlights the fact that Donald Trump really doesn't have a plan. Check this out.
9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
I have concepts of a plan.
Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
They always say Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. That's what
Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
You talk about a threat to democracy. I'm a threat to democracy.
He has no plans.
There's no healthcare plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
Let's compare the plans. Let's compare the plans. Let's compare the plans.
He has no plans.
We have concepts and options. Concepts and options. Concepts and options. Concepts and
Let's talk about our plans.
Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
That's what this is. That's what this
You
is.
still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan. I have concepts of a plan.
You still do not have a plan.
It's funny, but I hope if or when Kamala's elected that the entire temperature of political discourse.
It probably won't.
Can I just get it out? Can I just say it for
She wants the show to be more
posterity's
than
sake?
an hour.
Yeah, I understand, but yeah,
Paul's got to go to the other side of town, Monique, so we can't have the show for 2 hours.
Take me about 30 minutes to get home.
It takes him about 30 minutes to get home. He lives in the country.
I don't live in no damn country.
Okay, what were you saying, Paul?
I was just going to say, I
ignored
hope the political discourse and the temperature comes down. I do think he's a threat to democracy, believe it or not. But we shouldn't. There was a time when you could be a Republican or a Democrat, and you were kind of pissed off if your team lost, but it wasn't the end of the world. And now we moved into a position where, as much as, for whatever reason, I feel like Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, and if he wins, it's kind of like doom and gloom for our country, which probably isn't true, even if I feel that way. Everybody on his side of the fence feels the same way.
He can push
and we got to stop that.
He can
at the
push
end of the day, at the end of the day, in all seriousness,
he can push it to the limit, though. He can definitely push it to the limit.
But I'm saying I'm hoping with a change of Kamala Harris that we kind of get away from that.
Yeah, I hope so too. But let me go back to this comment. I mean, now y'all talk about me. TD Shakes. Seriously, really? TD Shakes? Renee, really? Not TD Shakes? Right. Like, wait a minute. You're right. That's what I say, Frank. Wait. Ralph Smock, thanks for joining us. Your comments are always appreciated.
Why can't I just have a charming, delightful, happy-go-lucky personality? No, I gotta be drunk. I'm actually only people who know me on a level outside of my professional life. Can I say this? Can I say that I'm a funny person? Is it? Can you say
not
stuff
after
about
we've
yourself?
been talking about watching porn videos, gay porn videos, and stuff like that.
I was not talking about watching gay porn videos. Let's clear that up.
No, but it just came up in our discussion.
No,
so I
it
just
did
want
not.
to make sure that you can say funny. We just want to make sure it's not connected to that. That's all. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I just disagree. Monique, I ain't never disagree with you, but I'm gonna have to. I ain't on no brown sauce. 1 hour, more than an hour.
What do you mean? That's the only time you're allowed to stay up late. Wait a minute. You need. Are you trying to give us the hint that there's some domestic violence going on in your home?
Oh, Carl, she didn't say that.
She says she's the only time I am allowed to stay up at late. That means somebody has authority over her. It's implying that.
Well, she says the next line.
We are a safe place, Renee, if you want to talk about it. We need to get your bedtime extended.
Her other half, he's very strict with her bedtime.
You just laughed at what I just said.
I know, you just said it. I know. He's just prophetic.
Hey, this is a boy.
All right. So what was we brought up something else we needed to discuss here?
There you
go. Don't be a hater. Hater. Now I gotta go. Now what? Okay. All right. I ain't gonna insult nobody else. Now I got to go. Closer. All right. Carl, what was the other topic?
We were talking. You were saying about Kamala that I brought up the fact that Janet Jackson had made this comment. What do y'all think about that? I mean, Janet Jackson
made a comment
makes the comment that she heard that Kamala Harris was not black, and here's the problem with that, y'all. Can I have a moment?
The obvious problem,
or
Janet Jackson says somebody.
Well, first of all, tell them what the obvious problem is.
Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson, all the whole Jackson family calling somebody not black. I get it.
Right.
That's funny in and of itself.
White kids that don't look like Michael Jackson, right?
And changing your face to look lighter,
your face and different things like that.
Getting your plastic surgery.
Right. Let me just share this with everybody.
No, right.
Just be clear. First of all, don't allow anybody to have the discussion with you that somebody is not black enough, because it's a trick. It was put out there by campaign people to make people argue. If you've ever been to India, or if you've ever seen those videos of India where the monkeys, where they throw bread, a bag of bread, and the monkeys just go wild with it. Well, what really is happening with this discussion about whether she's black enough or whether anybody is black enough is that consider throwing rubber that looks like bread out to the monkeys, and you make them fight over nothing, right? This is the same thing, because whether I'm black enough, we've all been told that we're not black enough in some capacity.
Oh, some of us more than others.
But some of us more than others. When I was a prosecutor, they were just like, well, he ain't black.
Some of us in this room have accused me of not being black enough. In this room. That wasn't me. Some of us have accused me of not being black enough because you grew up in the East End. Have you ever heard somebody say that to you? No, of course
Paul,
not.
I'm the only one in this room.
Right.
That's just like That's like breaking wind in the elevator. There's only two of us in here.
You said it.
If you didn't do it and you smell it, then it has to be me,
so
right?
You said you complained that I grew up in the East End my whole life, And you say I ain't black enough, but that don't. Now you want to say Kamala.
No. But what I'm saying is, you and I, when we say that, we joke. What I'm saying is that when people say that from around this political season, don't let them engage that discussion, because it's an ignorant discussion. It is a discussion without an answer, without a resolve. So all they're doing is just going back and forth, because who is black enough, who's not black enough? Hell, if you're in New Orleans, you may be black enough if you have at least 1% Negro in you, or if you're in the state of Louisiana back in the 1800s. So all I'm saying to you is that don't engage that discussion. And that's why this discussion, when Janet Jackson said it, it sounds so bad and so ignorant, because everybody expected more of her than that. And when you think about her family, just saying.
Yeah, I don't personally like the discussion about whether someone's black enough.
I'm sure you don't. If you say I'm
just going to tell you why. Because I don't think being black is a thing. I think being black is a culture, because you can grow up and have been raised by, a different culture and not even know what it is to be a black American, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
but I still think it's a trick discussion, period. And I think it's a needless discussion, because nobody, whatever position you started with is the position you're going to end with. And that's not what a debate is all about. Somebody always wins a debate, but nobody's going to win that debate. So it's really a trick question to get us trying to measure how black this black woman is that went to Howard University, that pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha.
That doesn't make any sense for her to say
that grew up in Black Oakland. So I don't get it. But
none of that. That's easy to. The problem is that when people say stuff like that, it's an easy discussion for people who don't know who she is. But the first thing I think of is, if you went to Howard University and you went to pledge at a black sorority, historically black sorority, my take on it is, you got to be black enough, because if you weren't, before you entered that environment, you became black enough. Period. End of discussion.
Yeah, I mean that's for sure. You just don't join any of these Divine Nine organizations and not have that culture. And it's really more culture centered, and our culture is always subjective, right? So anyway, he's not going to win. No ifs for Kamala. I agree. Renee, thank you for welcoming Ralph. My voice diction has been off lately. It really has.
It's called reading.
Paul, you're typically dry, but you're opening up more, and I love that. These are new comments, Paul. Okay. We're not just putting them up. No, Carl. So we got behind on the comments. We don't know what you're saying. You're hyped tonight, Paul.
It's my typical personality, believe it or not.
They are mad because they're not white. Okay, seriously, we're gonna.
She's going hard.
She's going hard. Oh, Carl, I like your bow tie. You look so nice tonight. Thank you. Let me give you a better shot. Thank you.
This man loves himself.
Oh hell, it would be great if the producer would remove the comment. Okay. All right. Anyway,
loves himself.
Getting back to where we were. Monique, what are you laughing about?
She was laughing at you stringing bow tie.
But Frank, yes, it's a distraction, and we really shouldn't have it. So Paul, we have something about Project 2025 before we get off this air. Let's just play a little bit of that, then we can go back to that cartoon that we just played. Check this out on Project 2025. For those of you who have not really digested Project 2025, the black male Trump supporters refuse. They absolutely refuse to listen to it, to have any discussion about Project 2025, because there is no debate.
Before you go to the cartoon or the video clip and the parody, Donald Trump, the nominee, tries to distance himself from being any way supportive of Project 25, and yet he surrounds himself with everybody who has either authored it or lent a hand in developing it. And all I can say is, it's like a salesman who comes in and sells you the best kitchen remodel, and then when they show up, you look at the fine print and you got basic goods. And basically he's selling it to everybody. No, there's no Project 25, and then he gets elected, and there is in fact Project 25.
And there is. He's a liar. Donald Trump is a liar. He's just a liar. He's always been a liar. He always will be a liar. And he's going to say that he's not a part of it, but everything.
Put up Cersei's Seriously, more comment. So I can
that it says, and then he's gonna.
So seriously, I'm gonna tell you why I hate on Carl. Okay, I listen to Carl on a daily basis, and this man loves himself. Okay, so I got to knock him down so that he's like us, just normal. Okay, and I'm done with that. All right, go ahead.
You have to do what?
Knock you down.
What you mean you got to knock me down? Listen. Here's what I do. I get up every morning. I decide what suit I'm going to wear, what tie I'm going to wear, with what shirt. And when I do that, I like to think that I have done a decent job when I come out of the house. So that's all this is about.
Is it?
If people who are watching me think that I have done an excellent job, I take that as a compliment. But I don't really go around with an ego about how nice I look or anything like that. I just try to look nice because I think a man is supposed to do that. And by the way, if we had time, I would show you my drive homes. Are y'all familiar with my drive homes?
That's what I'm talking about right? Right there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just finish this. Let me finish this thought. Let's see. You looking kind of lonely, girl. Dr. Hook. The song Dr. Hook and me driving home listening to Dr. Hook has got 135,000 views in TikTok. Just
that's what I hear
anyway,
on a regular basis.
Project 2025. Check this out before we get off this air. But I want y'all to listen to some of what they're saying. We're going to probably play about a minute and a half of this. Check this out.
Hey there, who are you? Oh, just the most important document in our country's history. You mean the Constitution? Nope. The Declaration of Independence? Yes, again. The Federalist Papers? The Federalist, what? No, even more important than whatever you just said. Now sit right here and I'll tell you all about me. I'm just a little paper for the ages, a way to set the government straight. A short 887 pages on how to make America great again by forcing through the president's agenda, removing all of those who disagree, replacing with our loyal party members, and reclaim our great country. In sum, give power to the president to authorize the government to legislate morality and wrestle back normality from Marxist ideologies that infiltrate our policies like gender, race, or anything woke. We're gonna abolish the Department of Education, turn the swearing in into a coronation. America's great salvation will arrive with Project 2025. Coronation? You mean like a king? No, it's called the Unitary Executive Theory. Gives the next president unchecked power to do whatever they want. So, a king? Oh, let's not get hung up on semantics. Here's how it's gonna work. Once that we've started the transition, and no one's left to tell us to wait, we'll go through every policy position, get rid of all the language that we hate, like civil rights, diversity, and unions, and pronouns to mention but a few, defunding any liberal institutions that dare question what we do. I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court... Oh, the Supreme Court. That's a good one. Now, where was I? Abortion will be pretty much illegal, and reproductive rights will be gone. We'll get back to the biblical ideal that a family means a daddy and a mom with kids. Repeal the crazy climate regulations that get in the economy's way, with everyone reporting to their stations on Inauguration Day when we give power to...
Wow, that's deep. Listen, if y'all, that's on YouTube. It is called, what is it called, Paul? That's on YouTube. Y'all need to go listen to that because...
It's like Schoolhouse Rock Project 2025.
It's Schoolhouse Rock Project 2025. Y'all need to go and listen to that because although it's cartoonish, it's a little comical, but the message is very, very powerful about what's in that document. And everybody who is the author of it, they're denying what's in that document, but you can read it with your own eyes. And I'm telling you, as people of color, you need to read it. And those of you who support Trump, I know everybody, whatever color you are, you support Trump. But if you support if you support Trump, you got to support Project 2025. If you're going to support it, you need to at least look at it and find out exactly, what it is.
It's real. You just read the first 10 pages and you realize that most of what you just saw in that cartoon is pretty accurate because it's a policy program that says.
Thank you, producer. Did we show that already?
Stop hating. Okay,
you were saying.
Okay, seriously, I won't disagree with that. I don't want to get into an argument with you, but now they hating on me. You're talking the wrong person, Paul. You're talking the wrong person. Thanks, Ralph. Appreciate it. I'm gonna bring you a candy bar tomorrow.
Who was Ralph?
Ralph Smart.
Oh, Ralph from the courthouse.
Yeah. This is a bunch of BS. So listen to it. Okay.
Yeah,
seriously.
I know. Seriously, we were just. There's a link. Y'all can click in that link if you see that Frank has posted.
Oh, he found it. Okay.
Yeah, DJ Ice is on. He's just not commenting. Hey, DJ Ice.
Yeah, we went to school together.
And listen to the Ice Storm, DJ Ice.
So
anyway, so what were you saying, Paul?
I mean,
we got about 10 more minutes.
Project 2025. If they, they would still have to get the proper people in Congress. So even if, and I know y'all don't like to hear this, but even if we lost the presidency, they still got to have the proper people in Congress to enact this plan. But Republicans seem to have gerrymandered the states enough to where they can always seem to get enough people in Congress. Yeah,
they got the Supreme Court.
Yeah, it's. You would hate to wake up one day and they say, okay, I know we struck down abortion, but you can't buy condoms either. You can't buy any contraceptives because it's God's will. And I know we are all God-loving people, but you still would like to have the idea that you could, somewhat control, especially with young people, your reproductive rights.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the young people really understand the whole idea of the reproductive rights. My fear is this, and I know I think wild and crazy sometimes, but my fear is this: if they can get to a point where they're regulating, first of all, where you can sue for wrongful death for dropping an IVF capsule.
We talked about that one.
Right.
Time, yeah.
And if they get to the point where they're saying, women, you can't do this with your body, you got to have the baby. Once the sperm hits there, you got to have the baby. The baby's alive as soon as the sperm and the egg talk and all of that. Guys, what do you think is next for us? I mean, women don't have babies by themselves. The reproductive process, catch you masturbating and criminalize masturbation. Now, for some, that may be perfectly fine, but it's too far of a leap. But think about it. It is within the path of everything that has been talked about today, because women cannot reproduce by themselves. They need sperm to reproduce. And if they're protecting and saying that we are going to criminalize you for interrupting that process of reproducing, okay, or even having kids, you can't have a kid without the sperm. So what are they going to do with the men with the sperm that are abusing it?
So listen, I understand if I were a pro-lifer or a hard right Republican, I can understand that fundamentally. There was a lawyer, and he's passed away, but his name was Al Tinsley, good friend of mine. He was a black Republican.
He was a black Republican.
But the reason why he was black in front of him was real clear, because I talked to him, and even though he believed in responsibility and all those things, but the one thing that he was hard fast on was, hey, Eric, yes, I know that, Eric, thanks. But the one thing Al was hard fast on was he was pro-life. And we would have endless debates about when life began. And to him, it began at conception. And he could not separate himself from that fact because he believed that was an act of God. So I can understand if you're on the far right how you believe that. But the problem is that if you legislate that into a national law, then what you're saying is that what everybody else believes is immaterial and what you believe is fundamental and the only way. And the problem with that is the people today who are saying that life begins at conception, 50 years from now, could be fighting against people who are saying, no, life begins, once sperm leaves the penis. And so now the debate
I don't think we're far from that
right,
today
so the debate shifts. So when we say that
at least
that it's hyperbolic to say, well, next, men can't ejaculate, it's not hyperbolic because, all it takes is a shift in thinking of people to say, okay, when does life begin? Does it begin truly at conception, which a lot of people on the far right begin, or does it begin when the child is viable outside the womb, which could be as little as 4 or 5 months with today's technology? But if you told me that, a single egg that is fertilized is a human life, fundamentally, I just disagree with that. And we can have a religious debate. We can have a debate all day. But fundamentally, I disagree with that because individually, that cell you can't decipher from any other animal on Earth at the moment. It's impregnated, except that it has different genes, and it will develop or has the potential to develop into a human being. But I don't consider it a human being at the moment of conception. And that's just a fundamental difference between people. And I recognize on the other side that they believe that. I just don't. So, and people can hate me for saying that, or people can love me for saying that. But I just don't believe that That I just don't believe that. As much as they believe that it is, I don't.
And we are back with more Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price Esquire.
Wow, enough said, Paul. I mean, the way you said that was just so authoritative, like in some way. But anyway, Paul, I like that clip so much, the Diddy cartoon. Let's go back to it, and then we're just going to get the producer to just...
Hey, Cat Williams, what kind of advice you got for...
We don't have no shame in our game.
Puffy, give it up. We have you and the Diddy gang surrounded.
And don't try nothing stupid. We got Young Boy with us. We outnumbered, Fifth. You got a scrap on you, YB?
It's 4K Trey. We taking his way in.
Curtis, what's good, man? You and your feelings about Daphne? Cause she would gang them? However it go, I want you to fade, nigga. I'm calling you out. What you want to do, Curtis? Curtis!
Puffy was playing with your booty in Miami.
Wanting to fight 50 and not denying getting busted up by Diddy is crazy.
Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. I don't give a cause you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got talk is cause you did a deal, you fucking fed.
I heard that you are going to punk me, and I just don't think that's a good idea.
What's gonna happen?
Call me Bubbles.
Oh, Rick Ross done up that iron on us.
It's Bubbles.
YB, you know what to do.
I bet.
Fuck, he done got away.
Anyway, that is...
they got like 30-minute shows of...
They are really good stuff to watch. If you're not doing anything later tonight, I mean, go and watch it. I like this comment by Frank, though. Frank says that Project 2025 is a strategic political plan that is straightforward. It was used when Trump was the president before. Democrats should have a counter plan. How about Project Not Going Back, November the 5th?
Yeah, sign up with the Kamala Harris team. Maybe she got a spot for you, Frank.
Now, Frank, the only problem I have with this is vote what you believe. That gives people a way to say, well, I can believe what I want to believe. No, Kamala Harris is the best choice this time. And I don't mean it because of the color of her skin or her gender. I'm telling you, she is the best moral choice. The evangelicals, I have no respect for evangelicals now. So if you're a colleague of mine and you're evangelical and you support this stuff, I tell you, I don't have any respect for you because I'm a Christian. And I'm just going to tell you that there is absolutely no way that anybody can perceive this man. I know the Bible. I've read the Bible. There's no way anybody can perceive this man as being anything.
Right. So I say this to people a lot. And I say this, I say, if this guy, Donald Trump, lived in your neighborhood and he ran for neighborhood homeowners association president, would you vote for him? If he ran for school board, would you vote for him? If he was your your child's school teacher, would you want him as your school teacher? If he were your child, would you want him to do the things that he did, such as, grab ladies by the pussy, all the things that
Paul's always cursing on this channel. I mean, on this podcast. But anyway, go ahead.
I mean, that's what he said. I'm quoting. I'm not cursing. But I'm saying all the things that he's done, would you say to your child that that's okay? And the problem I have is all the things that he's done, and there's so many I can't even name it. Yeah. But if you would say to your child, don't do that. It's
exhausting.
Right. Don't do that. Yes, there's so many you can't remember. But if you would tell your child, don't do that, why would you vote for somebody to represent and lead you in the nation? And tell me, everybody has bad things to say about Kamala Harris. But what is it that's so bad about her that people really think that she's bad? They say, what are some of the things they say? They say, well, we don't know who she is. Well, all you got to do is go find out. Like, it's not like you don't know who she I'm sorry, Renee. I'm sorry. I try, Renee. I try. Every week I try. It's so hard. It is so hard not to say a cuss word when you're talking about Donald Trump. Okay, I'm sorry. But it's hard.
I love the way they just call you out. And they understand.
I almost made it. I made it.
Just nasty, Paul.
Just nasty. Just nasty.
Look at that.
Just nasty.
Where's your swear jar love?
Man, it's already full. Y'all know that. It's overflowing. I'm going to go buy me some car or something. A new car with it. I'm sorry, y'all.
I can tell you, at lunch, when we go to lunch, he doesn't do that. He doesn't cuss.
Wow.
He doesn't do that.
So I'm doing it for the camera?
Our cases are just, no. I mean, I think you're doing it because this is a way of expression.
Well, I always used to tell my kids that when you use
we're
cuss
so
words,
stressed with our cases. A lot of times we ain't even.
I always used to tell my kids that when you swear, it's because you're not smart enough to use the right words, and they still don't swear around me, but I'm sure they swear when they're around their friends.
They teach you what transitional phrases were?
No. I should have said I should have said P word.
What do you mean new suits, Cersei?
Our suits just look clean. We just got them out the cleaners, that's all. New tie. She said I got a new tie.
You're very observant there.
Practice becomes perfect. Y'all, I said I was sorry now. I'm sorry. Ladies,
anyway, we are at
I could have used a different word, I agree. But,
could have.
But again, going back to what I said about Donald Trump, I wouldn't want my children to do some of the things he said. It's never going to stop. Yeah. Cersei. Whew. All right. Okay.
Towards the end of the show, these messages, these comments just start to roll in. Got 123 tonight. Wow, that's a lot. Hey, listen, y'all. It is about time that we, Carl suits are always fresh, baby. Yeah. That was fresh. That was fresh.
That's a nice suit. I ain't gonna lie, but
this is a very nice suit, and I would let Paul wear it.
No,
I would loan it to Paul.
What?
But it's got my name in it.
Oh God.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all can't see that, right? But this tailor, I'm gonna tell y'all about the tailor that did this suit. He did a horrible job.
Really?
Oh yeah, he did a horrible job.
Don't say his name.
No, I'm not gonna say his name. He's probably watching, but this batch
he'll
was
do a better
horrible.
job next time and make it even worse.
Huh?
Thanks for the compliment is probably what he's thinking.
Frank, thanks for watching us. That's what we try to do is make the show great. One day we're gonna come on for 2 hours. New haircut. I'm getting sleepy. Okay, you get. Well, my hair actually every morning at 6. Every Thursday morning at 6 a.m. I get my hair cut.
I'm asleep at 6 a.m. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Every morning.
Well, listen, y'all. We have to make our way out of here. We are going to we're gonna say goodnight, and we're gonna leave you with the concept song.
I like this song, the closing song.
And then after that is going to come the closing song, Only for the Man. Not you, Carl? What do you mean, not me? Seriously. Okay. Oh, not me, Carl. Oh, I got it. Keep on shining, Paul.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you.
Anyway, y'all, listen, this has been Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. Thank you. Conscious Fever Radio, Ice Entertainment Television. I am Carl Price, your host. Let me get back to that screen so they can just say good night. Good night, Renee. Here we go, Paul. Good night, Cersei. Later, Paul.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night. I know you was going to say that.
I couldn't help it, y'all.
Good night, Conscious Fever family. Good night to all of you all, and thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week. I will tell y'all, coming in October, I'm going to be going to Puerto Rico.
Ah.
Kevin Coles. You remember Kevin Coles? Mm-hmm. Kevin Coles lives in Puerto Rico now.
He does?
And him and his wife lives there now, and they've invited us in October for a birthday party. So
they're still in the United States. You don't need a passport, right?
Right. But my only concern is, Paul, these hurricanes are crazy. And Puerto Rico's down there.
I mean, you chose to fly in August. Wonder why the flights are cheap. September, November.
Well, I don't really pay attention to the flights being cheap because most of my flights are on business, so they become a business expense. This suit was a business
You can't predict a hurricane, but there's usually one a month.
Yeah. And
maybe every 2 weeks.
And blessings and prayers for the people down in I know people from Tampa, people down in that area where it's coming. This is.
Well, I think it's going through Tallahassee. It's skipping Tampa and going to Tallahassee in Perry County, Florida, or something like that. But it's supposed to hit.
Seriously, what do you mean is cat? You're not talking about the cats and dogs that Donald Trump was talking about.
Category 4, she means.
Oh, Category 4. Okay. I thought, not that again. You remember we talked about that
Cats and
last
dogs.
week. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave y'all with the concept song, and then we're going to get out of here. I'm Carl Price. This has been Conscious Fever on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I will see you next week.
Good night.
This is Paul Mullins. Are you going to just say good night, or are you going to say something?
You
can.
Something special? Vote, everyone. Vote. Vote blue, by the way.
I always vote blue. Good night.
9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
I have concepts of a plan.
Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
They always say Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. That's what they
Donald
say.
Trump is a threat to democracy.
You talk about a threat to democracy. I'm a threat to democracy.
He has no plans.
There's no healthcare plan. I have concepts of a plan. I have concepts of a plan.
Let's compare the plans. Let's compare the plans. Let's compare the plans. He has no plans.
We have concepts and options. Concepts and options. Concepts and options. Concepts and
Let's talk
options.
about our plans. Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
You still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan. I have concepts of a plan.
You still do not have a plan.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it is. Then I go to my brother. And I say, brother, help me please. But he wind up knocking me back down on the knees. Oh, there've been times that I thought I couldn't last for long. But now I think I'm able, Father, to carry on. And it's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it is, yes it is, yes it is. Said I know that a change is gonna come one day. I know a change